What's up, good people? This is Dr. Samori Swygert. Just got in from work, so I'm giving it to you straight raw. Just wanted to share with you guys some information, not even information, just my perspective and my view, my philosophy on some things as we are progressing forward and we're thinking about relationships, as we think about nation building. I just wanted to share with you some principles that I've kind of put together for myself going through my own life experiences. Typically, people will know me from some of my writings that are very socio-political oriented or culturally oriented. This time I just want to go with and spend some time with you about relationships. I'm just going to share with you some pointers that I've learned from mistakes that I've learned and lessons that I've been taught that can kind of improve the situation that we're in and how we select our mates. So I call this my 11 rules of F, the letter F. So we're going to jump right into it. So each rule will have a word that begins with the letter F, and I think that, and we're going to go right into it. Excuse me. So number one, finance. Money is important. We can't say that it doesn't count. Most people say money don't buy you love. It can buy you love. Les Brown will say, those who say money can't buy you love just don't know where to shop. But I digress. So finance, though. When you think about getting a mate, whether it's male, female, whatever the case may be, but we're talking about just your emotional interaction and how you feel about a person, where your affection lies. Finance. Does this person have sound financial principles? Do they budget, plan, save, and invest for the future? Do they squander money? Do they know how to manage debt? Are they a drain on you financially by asking for routine favors, handouts? Do they have a good pattern of payback, or are they kind of delinquent when it comes to paying you back for things that you may have loaned them? Do they financially contribute? This is key. Do they financially contribute or invest in your dreams, your goals, and ideas and help you out financially when you need that? Lastly, are they employed and how do they earn a living? These are key things when you talk about finance, when you're talking about having a mate, building a family, and going on in the future and progressing. Number two, I'm not going to say the derogatory term. We'll just say freaking or fondling. Freaking or fondling, but I think you know what I'm talking about. But who is this person that you're freaking with? Seriously. We look at a lot of things that's going on in today's society. We look at our own physiology. We have one body in a lifetime, and I'm going to bring that back up later on. But you must protect your body. That's your sanctuary, right? So you have to ask yourself, one, what is this person's health status when it comes to STDs and sexually transmitted infections? Is this person willing to go to the clinic or the doctor's office and get checked out? Because there's so many people that are walking around here with HIV, hepatitis C, chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, syphilis. We can go down the whole gamut of things. And some people are walking around unbeknownst to them that they're infected, and then there are some people that are walking around and they know it, but they're intentionally infecting people or intentionally keeping it to themselves, and they're not disclosing it to you. So you want to know what's going on with this person that I'm freaking and fondling with. That's one thing. Secondly, what is their sexual hygiene like? That still plays into it, even though we may not just be talking about somebody that may be infected with like HIV or something like that. But at the same time, what's your hygiene like when it comes to being intimate? The other thing that you want to think about when it comes to freaking, fondling, or the other derogatory term is this person actually satisfying me? Is my satisfaction a key component? Is this something that they really think about when it comes to when we're being intimate inside of the bedroom or wherever you choose, whatever circumstance or habitat you choose to be intimate with? Is this person really thoughtful enough? Do they care about my satisfaction, or are they just for self? That's key things. Next side of the coin when it comes to freaking or fondling is the fact is this: a child can be brought into the world. So we may be attracted to each other physically. We may enjoy each other's company. Just that physical enamorment and desire. The lust is there. Yeah, and in all of that, a child may be created. Procreation can occur. Now, with that, is the person that you procreate with, whether intentional or unintentional, are they a responsible and respectable person? Will they contribute to that child's development? Will they have a positive influence? Will they be there monetarily, temporally, meaning indicating time-wise they're expending? Do they take time to make sure that all the nurturing is there and spending time with you so that they can see the influence of both mother and father present? That is very important. So when we talk about, intimacy and sex and freaking, a lot of things have to go into our cognition and how we think about things. So that's number 2. Number 3, family. And I give this as a caveat because at the same time, family can be very devious. But at the same time, let's just think about it like this. Does this person have a good concept of family? Do they want a family? Do they respect your family? What's their family background and home life like? Would they say or do anything that would jeopardize your family or put your family in harm? See, the thing is, when I mention a lot of these things, we have to think about, we have to have a circumspect approach to the mates that we choose to include in our life. We have individuals that may come from a broken background when it comes to their domestic upbringing. And oftentimes it can be in conflict with how you were brought up. And when you look at that, you may be dating a person that came from an abusive household. And at first, you're enamored with how they look and, good talk. They talk a good game. But at the end, it's like, well, is this person physically abusive based off the things that they've seen? Are they verbally abusive? Are they mentally and emotionally abusive? These are key things that you want to think about. At the same time, do they respect your family? Your mother, father, sister, brother, whoever, child. You want to make sure that this person has a full understanding and respect for the people that are important in your life and that have raised you up to the person that they are currently in love with. So they have to have that respect. The other thing about family is this. Does the person that you are dating or that you're seeking to date or in love with, do they have family as far as children that you know and don't know about? And if they do, and you know that they have kids or whatever the case may be, well, how is their relationship? What is their current relationship like? What's the situation like? Are they contributive? Are they positive? Are they active? Those are real indicators of how they may be and how they will perform when they are in a relationship with you or a child is created, whether you are impregnated or you are the father. Next one, number 4, faith. Wars have been fought over religion. Religion is a big thing. We talk about religion, we talk about faith. So let's jump right into it. There's so many different faiths and religion that people have to consider and think about. Like we have Taoism, Buddhism, Shintoism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism. You have spirituality just in general. You have people that consider and worship other cultural deities. And you have agnostics, you have atheists. So you have to ask yourself, the person that I am with right now and that I'm choosing to be in a relationship, do their principles or what their faith is, do they embrace me? Is there any conflict? Do we coincide? Are we congruent? These are questions that you have to ask, because sometimes we will forego that in that honeymoon phase, and then we try to say we can work it out later, and it's like, we done got a little too far. So, this is something that you want to think about. Also, you just want to address that, be upfront. There's something else. When you think about faith, right? A lot of faiths have different things that come with it. Like some faiths expect you to tithe. They reserve certain days for worship. There are certain rules for dress, which is important. There's rules about sex and other various rituals. So what are you going to do? Are you going to talk this out? Also, can this person respect your faith and still love you? Or will they impose and force their faith on you? That's key. I know plenty of people that, I have friends that are Muslim and Christian, and they date and they get along fine. But then at the same time, you have to think that's just them. That doesn't speak for everybody. Some people are very, like, that is a very big thing. So something for you to think about. Let's move on. Number 5, feeding. Feeding is a big thing. All you really have in this world is your health, your life. So when I say feeding, I'm talking about what you are putting into your body. What are you ingesting into your body? Whether we're talking about actual food, like nutrition, or whether we're talking about spiritual, emotional, intellectual. So you have to ask yourself, is this person that I'm dating, that I'm courting, do they have a genuine concern about my body? Or do they have a good respect for good nutrition? So when we eat, we're making sure that we're conscious that we're eating good vegetables, fruit, and just other produce. We're cooking healthy. We're not just being gluttonous with the amount that we're consuming. Key things. Also, as a mate, you want to make sure that you can, if we're really in love and we have a genuine interest and concern and we love this person, well, I'm sure you just don't want to get in love and fall right out of love. My father was a good father. My father died when I was 6.5. And from what I've seen, like from when I was born all the way up until my father died, everything I remember about my mom and my dad's relationship, it was very peaceful. It was very good. It was very fun loving. Like they had a good time. They were always laughing. They were having fun. It was good to me, honestly. So you want to ask yourself this: will this person be healthy enough to survive all the way up until long age? Because my dad was a good guy, but the thing was, he suffered from diabetes and high blood pressure. He died like in 1986. So it was one of those things where it's like you see a good relationship and everything is right, but physiologically it's wrong, And so you want to be that healthy mate. You want to be that healthy partner that is there to see your children grow up. You want to enjoy your children's growth. You want to enjoy your mate all the way into old age and retirement. You want to see that through. So that's one aspect. We also we think about like cancer, diabetes, hypertension, stroke, and the gamut of comorbidities that affect African American communities. As we talk about nation building for the Black America, these are things that we can combat. A lot of stuff is very preventable. We just have to be conscious about it. Other thing, when I said feeding, as I said when we first went to feeding, is this. Feeding is spiritual, it's mental, and it's emotional. Feeding means what you put inside. So is this person consistently feeding you with good vibes, encouragement, motivation, inspiration, or are they negative? Are they toxic? And if they're toxic, then you don't need it, because they can be spiritually, mentally, emotionally cancerous. So you need to cut that off. Let's move along. Number 6, fight or fin. We can make this very quick. Fighting, and I'm being very serious. We're talking about putting hands up if something goes down. Will this person, when it comes down to the wire, is this person willing, ready, and able to fight for me if things go down negatively? At the same time, will this person fend for me when I'm not available or I'm not around to defend myself, and people may be talking greasy behind my back? You have like a lot of people that they will say things. People are very conniving. People will be backstabbing. But as a trustful mate, as a reliable mate, a responsible mate, somebody that I entrust my better half to, you should be there to make sure that if people start saying stuff behind my back, one, you're going to come back and let me know. Two, you're going to put them in check immediately and let them know where they stand and that we're not tolerating that. Let's move on. Number 7, futurist. Being a futurist is very important. We want to be involved, especially when we're talking about nation building. When we are talking about being involved with individuals that we like, we want to date, we're thinking about marrying, this person must be grounded in a sense of what's coming down the pipeline. They must be able to anticipate, speculate, plan. They must be forwardly progressive. They must think about retirement, think about health, think about our children and our children's children. And what are we setting aside to make sure that our posterity, meaning forward lineage, our children's children and grandchildren, they are going to be in a comfortable spot where they can be productive citizens. So we don't need anybody that's going to be regressive, somebody that's going to pull you down or take you back or even keep you stagnant. You know, you don't have to necessarily go back, but they're just keeping you locked in just this one point in time. No, time is always ticking. So you want somebody that is a futurist. Their mind is open. They are able to lock into where the future may be headed. That's key. Number 8, friend. We don't have to elaborate on that too much. A friend, this is somebody just going to have your back, hands down, all the time. They're going to tell you when you're right, when you're wrong. They're going to be there when you need them. They're there to comfort. They're there for shelter. A friend is just important. We have to have that. Like, it's fine when you're sexually attracted to a person, but at the same time, is there a relationship? Like, you can't, like, perfect example. A person may, a John, like you have the John and the prostitute. The John may be sexually attracted to the prostitute because of her facial, cosmetic appearances, the aesthetic appearances, her body looks well, whatever the case may be, but there is no relationship. He has no idea or concept of what she will do for him, what she won't do for him. There's no relationship, there's no bond, there's no real internal intricacy that exists between them. So that's what you want to solidify with the person that you choose to date, to court, to forge something further in life as a marriage or whatever you choose as your spiritual union. Is this person really a friend? Let's move along. Number 9, first. That's another F. First. Does this person prioritize you as a first in your life? Meaning, when it comes to making major decisions or medium decisions, this person is like, you know what, let's get in the huddle. You know, I have to, you know, people a lot of times, like when you talk about like money, talking about like houses, major decisions, sometimes a lot of that comes from extrinsic forces and they're asking you, what is it going to be? Sometimes you have to just put that aside and say, you know what, I'll get back to you. Let me confer with my wife first. Let me confer with my husband first. We need to work it out as a team. We have to have a huddle. Ask her or ask him what her needs, wants are, what her concerns are, what his issues are. Work it all out. Make sure you put them as a priority or they put you as a priority before decisions are made. And I'm not saying every waking moment you have to be this, oh, well, you know, I just had spinach and brown rice, but before I eat it, my wife needs to have a bite of spinach and brown rice first. I'm not saying that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to consider this person as a priority. So, first, that's number 9. Number 10, fidelity and forthrightness. We cannot go anywhere. We can't have any real relationship. We can't have any real bond if there's not truthfulness and monogamy. You cannot be in a forward progressive, productive relationship where there's commitment and dedication and somebody is stepping out on you, or there's always doubt that this person is not doing what they're saying they're doing, or there's always this second guessing about what's going on. So that fidelity and forthrightness is key. Does this person have a spirit of truth? Are they honest? Are they trustworthy? Are they dependable? Are they consistent? Is there veracity in them? So when we're selecting our mates, that is something to critically assess. We have to see that there. Is this person really forthright? Do I have to beat the truth out of them? Do I have to go through their cell phone to find out that, what's the real truth? Do I have to ask their friends to find out what's the truth? Do I gotta try and figure out email passwords to find out the truth, or go on Facebook and try to figure out different things? No. You shouldn't have to do that. That should be readily available when you're dealing with the person that you're supposedly in love with, or whatever the case may be. You already know where I'm going with that. Last one, fairness. This is big, this is key, that I think everybody should really pay attention to. You don't want to be in a relationship for a lifetime with a bully. No. Fairness, you want to be in a relationship with somebody that values your opinion. They value your input. They value your perspective, your philosophy, your approach on things. You want somebody that is flexible, somebody that is willing and able to compromise on things. You were born into this world as an individual, and they were born into this world as an individual. And so with that being said, both components of this one relationship weigh equally. You should never ever let somebody force or dominate what's going on. I know when I was in New York, I always remember my history teacher, African American history teacher, Mr. Johnson. He said a dictatorship, meaning I dictate or you're shipped out. And that always stuck with me. And that's what you do not want, a dictatorship. You don't want somebody to dictate to you. We sit down, we work things out. We maturely and harmoniously state our issues, we state our concerns, and we try and smooth things out and get things to, where we may want to be. Above all, harmony, peace, and love should be the key. And when we disagree, let's just try our best to just kind of work it out smoothly, And sometimes it's not going to be your way every time. That's called sacrifice, and that's the compromise. So with that said, that's it. That's a wrap. I just went over the 11 F's. I'm going to go over to you real quick. Number 1, finance. Number 2, freaking. Number 3, family. Number 4, faith. Number 5, feeding. Number 6, fight or fend. Number 7, futurist. Number 8, a friend. Number 9, being first. Number 10, fidelity and forthrightness. And number 11, fairness. So those are Samori Swygert's 11 rules of F that I had to learn from hard knocks. I'm not perfect. I've had my knockdown dragouts in relationships, but it has taught me to be a better person and to be a lot more aware and receptive when dating. So with that being said, be blessed. Spread love. And this is a Friday. This is 10:34 p.m. on a Friday, and I'm sharing this with you. So, and if you like some of my writings and whatever, you can find some of my stuff on yourblackworld.net, Financial Juneteenth, naturallymoi.com, culturecritic.com, and also I encourage you, this is key, you can go to Amazon or iTunes and type in my name, Samori, Samori, Swygert, Swygert. There you'll find my audiobook. It's entitled Speak On It, Mandatory Conversations for Black America. There's also a single for my upcoming album that will be released late spring, early summer. And that, I'm not going to tell you the title. It's called Porn, but it's way bigger than what you think it is. And it's great. It deals with, it's naturally produced. This is all real live instrumentation. These are real people on trumpet, on saxophone, on keyboards. All lyrics are written by me. And everything is done all HBCU affiliated. Hampton University, Howard University, Norfolk State University. we all came together and we just did a little project, and I'm telling you, it's gonna blow you away. We're in our own lane. It's not hip hop, it's not R&B, it's not straight poetry. It's just it has its own lane. If you like The Love Below by Andre 3000, then you definitely gonna love this. So with that being said, I'm gone. Peace.